What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are concluding Mobile Suit Gundam side story, Blue Destiny. Last time, the guinea pig team took over an HLV base. They fought against the Slave Wraith team, and they went into space where Yuu met Ford and the Thoroughbred team. This time, the guinea pigs head to Side 5 to confront Nimbus and his team. And Nimbus tells Yuu about Marion's past. So let's get into this. Side 5, New Type Labs. Vittorio accepts Jill as one of the Zeon mechanics. Her Gyan is already configured for space as she was prepared for this. She mentions Lady Kycelia is waiting for them, and the Federation will soon follow suit. She is the only one in Zeon that invests in New Type theory. Vittorio asks about Yuu, the Unit 3 pilot. She says that he is the only one that can use Zeon mobile suits with minimal training, and not to take him lightly. He mentions that the exam system that he worked on has no consideration for the pilot. She says not to worry as Nimbus and Yuu are beyond normal and can handle it. Nimbus and Tristan are in the park on Side 3. He is annoyed by their debriefing. It seems priorities of the war have changed. Nimbus and the exam system are being left behind. He tells Tristan to head back to New Type Labs. He is going to Side 6. They are neutral on the surface, but they actually make parts for both Zeon and the Federation. They will need parts for Unit 2. Side 6. Nimbus visits a hospital where he visits a real Marion who is in a coma. He is mad that she was the only true comrade that could defeat Nimbus, and the two bonded in their talents. He is very upset that she was taken away before he could get a rematch with her. So it isn't romantic in nature, but it still could be. She's just his greatest rival. That is, until he met Yuu. He believes only one exam unit can stand, and he sees it as a test for Marion's soul. We return to the mock battle. Alf feels he didn't prepare properly. Captain Bedford mentions that once your men launch, all you could do is try your best to bring them back. Bedford asks what Marion thinks as she has been with the 11th since the beginning. She is certain they will find a way to win. Unit 5 chases Yuu. Simona and Philip need to chase, but Philip is almost out of propellant. He is going to try to jump from asteroid to asteroid and hope momentum takes him where he needs to go. At a certain speed, it's no longer landing, it's crashing. I think I mentioned this was a simulated battle last time, but this is actually a real mock battle, which is why Marion is here, unlike when he was in the simulator. Yuu is trying to lead him into a trap. Yuu makes it to the Thoroughbred. Luce realizes that now that Ford is chasing Yuu, the Thoroughbred can't fire at Unit 3 without hitting Unit 5. Luce rushes in to engage in close combat. He and Ford surround Yuu, while Yuu fights the two Gundams. Simona focuses on the Thoroughbred. There are a wave of gun cannons protecting the ship. The Thoroughbred throws out some chaff. There are anti-countermeasures in real life called DIRCM or DIRCM, which stand for Directional Infrared Countermeasures. The Thoroughbred seems to be using a laser comm version of this, which helps blind missiles. Ford needs to fall back, but he is consumed with taking down the Gundam. Yuu is probably thinking to himself, he called Blue a Gundam. A gym transitioning into a Gundam? Such progress. Philip finally joins the battle by jumping off an asteroid. He pushes off one and it flings towards Ford. Luce jumps in the way and the asteroid smashes into his face. Alf calls off the mock battle. There is no winner, but Luce, who is fine, admits that they were outmatched, and the guinea pigs might have won that if they continued. Ford admits that the guinea pigs' teamwork is superior to theirs, and they need to get better. Ford says, boy, will I never let glory ruin a mission again. Spoiler alert for Ford's side story. He does indeed do this again, and will get someone killed because of it. The 11th and the 16th part ways. Zaku's approach the Lancia. Simona and Philip launch, with Philip acting as the commander. Blue is currently undergoing upgrades. Yuu asks Alf if he could even beat Unit 2. Unit 2 and Unit 3 are the same spec-wise, but they have different design philosophies. With Unit 2, it is built with no limiters. Nimbus has full control over the exam and won't go berserk. It is as though the machine was made for him. Alf reminds you that even though there are limiters on Unit 3, that doesn't make it weaker. It is Yu's qualities that he brings to the mobile suit that makes Blue, Blue. Yu tells Alf that both he and Claire could sense Marion. He wants to know more about the Psychomu system. He explains that psycho waves can be translated into human interfaces, but it seems that new types are the only ones capable of handling such a system. The exam system is something like a pseudo-new type brainwave generator modeled after Marion. They should only exist within the cockpit of the machine. But he says in theory, it is possible for him to see Marion without a mobile suit. If you could see her, it is safe to assume Nimbus can as well. However, Nimbus doesn't respond to her. If Marion is unconscious somewhere, then it is possible their actions with the exam system might be able to wake her up. All in theory, of course. He mentions a scout team is heading to Side 5 ahead of the Lancia. Meanwhile, a Gym Dominance and Balls are running the scout mission. The pilot is Ensign Aika. Along with her is Warrant Officer Silk, Warrant Officer Hannah, and Warrant Officer Nanami. Silk and Hannah are in F-type balls. The RB-79F ball type, or ball increased armor type, is a variant of the ball. This variant of the ball was created over other variants because they didn't have to modify the production line to make these. Besides additional armor plates, it also has a booster pack and extra propellant and thrusters. Unlike the original ball, pilots seem to actually like these things. Its only weapon is the 180mm low recoil cannon. Nanami mentions multiple units approaching their location. They get a message from Jill. She is luring them into a trap claiming to be a part of the 11th. She is still using Fetty IFF codes. They run into the Gyan and Zaku's. Aika tells Jill to stand behind her. Also, your boyfriend is looking for you. Also, why are you pulling out a beam saber and stabbing me? Jill proceeds to stab and destroy the gym dominants. Nanami has to flee and get the intel back to the 11th. While she flees, the others rush in to their demise. Meanwhile, Nimbus preps for Yuu by sword fighting by himself with his shirt off. Oh, that's how I prepare for my enemies too, except no pants. The guinea pigs are conducting another test. Simona is in the Gym Command Cannon Propulsion Enhanced spec. The Gym Command Cannon Propulsion Enhanced spec is the Gym Command with additional verniers and an added giant cannon. Like the full-armed, this gives the unit the power of a battleship with the speed of a mobile suit. Phil is in the Gym Dominance Heavy Firepower Overhaul spec. There isn't any data on the Heavy Firepower Overhaul spec, but we could see the addition of 2 added Gatling guns. Simona provides general bombardment, while Philip provides concentrated heavy firepower. Suddenly, Alf cancels the test and shows them video footage from the scouting team. It appears Jill isn't a turncoat. She was a spy from the very beginning. Philip is taking this surprisingly well. They pinpointed the location of the labs they think Nimbus is hiding at. Alf mentions that Klust had data hidden close to this lab, even though Klust defected to EFF. It seems he still didn't trust no one and kept backups of the exam data. The pursuit of knowledge seemed to be Klust's concern even at the expense of loyalty. Their mission is to retrieve this data and recover Unit 2. They will work under the assumption that they are falling into a trap, so they will set up a trap of their own. Alf is going on this mission as well. Philip will be his security while he extracts the data. Philip doesn't like this, but Alf personally chose him. He gives him the mission because he knows this is the one time that he will be able to talk to Jill and probably get closure. Nimbus thanks Jill for communicating with Kycilia during all of this. Vittorio can tell that he is talking like this is a suicide mission, and he doesn't intend to return from this battle. He rallies the men. Even Tristan can see that Nimbus is talking weird. Yuu launches in the full-armed loadout. The RX-80 Exam 3 FA Blue Destiny Unit 3. Full-armed uses the same upgraded armaments that we saw on Unit 1's fully armed variant as well. Thrusters are added on the back and the legs to compensate for extra weight. This doesn't lose speed due to the extra weight, and is considered the perfect form for Blue. Weapons include the Gym Dominance twin beam cannons, a beam rifle, a hyper bazooka, head Vulcans, 60mm chest Vulcans, wired control missiles, and a shoulder beam cannon. Yuu acts as a diversion. They take the bait and approach Blue. Yuu goes full Kira Yamato and unleashes hell. Alf and Philip head out. Alf is in the F-type ball. He says these things handle themselves very well, unlike the original. Well, at least they admit the original flying ball is a coffin. They move in while Blue is distracting Xeon. Marion senses someone coming. It is Tristan. He is fighting recklessly, but the ghost of Surge tells Tristan to fight like a knight. Philip whispers to Alf, "We're in." Alf says, "Why are you whispering in the void of space over the comms?" They spot Jill and Nimbus on the move and move in. They anticipated their arrival and are on the move to Klust's residence. The locket that Philip has is most likely a tracking device used by Jill. He is afraid of what he will say to her when they confront one another. One Zaku gets a hit on Yuu. Yuu purges full armor mode and does a Char kick on Tristan. His men help him pull back before rushing in, and they all die at the hands of Blue, leaving just Tristan to drift out in space alone. He lives. Alf comes on the comms and tells Yuu to head to the colony. He says there is something he has to tell him, but his comms are cut off by Nimbus. He says, "No, I am the one who has something to tell you," and it involves Marion. A few moments earlier, they find Nimbus, but Jill pops out of hiding in the Gyan. She demands that they bring Yuu Kajima to them. This is why Alf told him to come to the colony. As Yuu approaches Nimbus, Marion disappears. Nimbus and Yuu introduce each other face to face. He said that he never thought that Yuu would be a part of the diversion and assumed he would head straight for the colony. Yuu wants to know how to free Marion. Nimbus says he will give all of Klust's data to him. He says because Yuu has the same eyes as Marion. Philip and Jill have an awkward conversation. There ultimately is no real resolution between these two. Alf and Yuu looks at Klust's data on how new types Psychomus render old types obsolete. This is nothing more than the ravings of a madman. Marion gave everything for the exam system, but in the end, Dr. Klust was essentially Amado Ray's dad and started losing it over time. His scientific observations over time became demonic ramblings of new type theory. He explains that after Nimbus and Marion's battle, She was suddenly gone. But she has a body. Does it mean she went into a coma, or did she actually disappear? I'm gonna assume coma, but they write it like she vanished. He says he has been fighting to claim glory of being Exam's chosen one. Yuu says he lost sight of what Marion truly is now. After Marion disappeared, the Exam version of her appeared in front of Nimbus, and he rejected her. He says in 6 hours, they will battle. Yuu agrees. Yuu could kill him right now. Nimbus wants Yuu to wait 6 hours so he can wait for Unit 2's parts to be added to Blue. Yuu waited the entire 6 hours because that is what Marion wanted. After 6 hours, Blue Destiny Unit 2 launches and the modified Unit 2. The RX-80 Exam 2 Blue Destiny Unit 2 modified is blue using modified Xeon parts. The main camera is replaced with a mono-eye sensor. Also, the new skirt adds additional melee weapons. Armaments include head Vulcans, 60mm chest Vulcans, wired control missiles, the Ifrit Customs Heat Sword, and the triple missile launchers. And that will conclude Mobile Suit Gundam's side story, Blue Destiny. Wait a minute, that's it? Apparently this is still on hiatus, but I think this is the end. And I gotta say, it's pretty unsatisfying. There has to be one more volume, I feel, but who knows if and when this will happen. We don't see the destruction of the Exam system, so Marion's fate still seems unknown. Though the ending suggests that Marion will live inside Yuu. But what about her real body? Based off of Gundam Pulitzer, we can assume she finally passed away with the destruction of the Exam system. But who knows? I know that the original Blue Destiny manga also doesn't fully cover the Blue Destiny video games as well. Son of a bitch, am I gonna have to play the games to get the full story? Damn it. Now that we have covered Yuu's story, which should we cover next? Should we do the Slave Wraith story, or should we follow Form Romfellow in the 16th? Let me know in the comments. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember to check if the writer bailed on the series before diving into the manga. Lesson learned. Peace.